hard and non-palleable, and this one would be the soft and the palleable. Okay, so this is what we have seen in the previous. And here the structure of the bone, I came with this diagram because in this one, the diagram, from this diagram you can get the question like a hierarchy. Okay, so they can ask you the question like what would be the hierarchy of the bone, like what is present into which type of the structure. So simply you can understand like it is having the in the bone there would be a Haversian canal. Okay, so first you understand from this there would be a one canal system, right? It is giving the TS, transverse section here. So it is one Haversian canal, and from one Haversian canal we have seen the bone cell arrangement, that is the osteocytes. Okay, in the osteocyte having the arrangement of the lamella in the form of a layer, arrangement of the layers, and these layers will be actually embedded, these osteocytes are actually embedded into the cavity, that is the lamella, lacuna. Okay, so we can say that lacuna having the layer like structure, that would be the lamella, and inside the lamella having the osteocytes. Okay, having the osteocytes, and togetherly they will forming the Haversian canal. Okay, so and many Haversian canal will make the Volkmann canal. That is important for you, that how the Volkmann canal is present. You can get the question, so you should know that what is Volkmann canal. Many Haversian canal will make together a Volkmann canal. So like here 1, 2, 3, 4, many are there. So like that they will connect with each other and making a one complete canal, that is a Volkmann canal. So one is the Haversian, many are the Volkmann canal based on the name of the scientist. Okay, now let's move to the next one, that is the muscular tissues. Okay, it would be the muscular tissues. So here the muscular tissues, in this muscular tissues we have to focus on the three type of the muscular tissue, that would be the cardiac and the skeletal tissues, cardiac tissues, and the smooth muscles. Okay, smooth, skeletal, and the cardiac. So we have to focus on these three. So these three are very important, as well as it will help you in the human physiology chapter also, because cardiac muscles you will study into the body fluid and the circulation, skeletal muscles you will study into the locomotion chapter, and smooth muscles you will study in all the chapters, because it would be the part of all the smooth organs, right? So let us start actually with the skeletal muscles. Okay, so let's see with the skeletal muscles. You can understand it betterly by taking with the help of this diagram. Okay, so here skeletal muscles is what? Skeletal muscles are actually having the attachment of the bones with the muscles, and I told you BTM. Okay, T is what? T is indicating you the tendon, right? So bone will attach with the help of the muscles. Bone will attach with the muscles with the help of the tendon. So here in this diagram showing the tendon, and this tendon is actually the arrangement of the fascia, means many bundle of the tissues. Okay, many bundle of the tissues which is making the fascia. So you can notice here many fibrous like structure, but it is actually not the fiber, this is the muscular area. So this would be calling as a fascia. So many fascia, like here one fascia is having lot of the small bundles. One bundle they are showing here in the form of a stretchable area, like to show you with the help of the diagram. So here in the one fascia there would be the many fascicles, right? In one fascia many fascicles are present, and in the fascicle you can get the smallest unit, that is a sarcomere, right? So this is the sarcomere. Inside the sarcomere we are having the actin and the myosin arrangement. Okay, actin and myosin arrangement. But actually what would be there, actin and the myosin in detail we will study into the locomotion chapter, but basic here I am telling you that how is this arrangement is occurring into the skeletal muscles. So first of all we should know that hierarchy, again like in the bones we have seen, here also if you will understand, it will help you in understanding the questions, right? So first of all, having the tendon. In the tendon, having the fascia. Fascia and the fascicle is little bit confusing for the student, so don't get this type of the confusion in yourself. So it will be better if you will understand here itself. Okay, so the fascia are having the fascicle, because many times I have seen the question which is given in the form of the hierarchy, like fascia having the fascicle or fascicle having the fascia. Okay, so the fascia is actually having the fascicle. Inside the fascicle, having the sarcomere. Okay, and these sarcomere will have the sarcoplasmic reticulum, or like it is just like a compartment in which sarcoplasmic reticulum as well as like actin and the myosin is there. Okay, which are the smallest unit. Okay, they will show the contraction and the relaxation. Contraction and the relaxation, right? So these I hope it will help you. Now let's see with the help of the NCERT diagram of the locomotion chapter, and I hope you are aware from this diagram, because here they have shown in this diagram actin and the myosin. This is the actin, and this orange one is showing you the myosin, which is in the middle. Okay, so the myosin is in the middle, but actin is at the periphery. So during the contraction, this actin will come towards the center. Okay, and the myosin is here, so it will show the dark band. So here you can see like actin is there, here also the actin, and in the middle is the myosin, like this. This is the relaxation stage. Okay, but during the contraction, this actin would completely come into the center, this side, from this side also, and the myosin is as it is into the center. Okay, and here from this side the length would be reducing, but it is coming into the center. So because of that, the complete actin sides would be coming into the center, and here is overlapping between the actin and the myosin. So because of that, there would be the dark band, and this dark band is actually known as the anisotropic band. Okay, it would be the anisotropic band. Anisotropic band, and also known as A band. Okay, also known as A band. So here you can see A band is indicated here also, right? So this is the A band, which is indicating you the performance of the actin only, right? And myosin would be indicating into the center. So there is not a specific name for the only myosin, because myosin is present into the center as well at the periphery. Like here also myosin. Okay, here also myosin, here also myosin, and in the center also myosin. So here only the myosin, here actin and the myosin both. So this area is actually showing the dark band, but in the center there is only the light band, because only the myosin is present in this area. So this is known as the H zone, right? So H zone is what? Where only the myosin is present, and A band is present at the actin and myosin both. Because of that, the overlapping is there. And I band is that where only the actin is present. You can notice here only actin, here only actin. So the area, if in one compartment, in one sarcomere and the next sarcomere is indicating, in which in between these two junction of these two sarcomere, there would be only the arrangement of the actin only. So that is known as the I band, means isotropic. Okay, so I band is indicating you the light band. Okay, and A band is indicating you the dark band. So you should learn it. I band is indicating you light band, also known as isotropic. Okay, and A band is actually the dark band, and also known as anisotropic. Okay, so these two you should know. And here H band is what? It is only the myosin filament. Only myosin filament is there in the middle. It is not like only the M line. M line is in the middle, but H zone is only the myosin present, indicating only the myosin present. And Z you knows already, that is a wall of the two compartment, these two. Okay, so here you can see that same thing in one zone, like here and here. So you can notice this is the Z line. In the center there is the A band. This is the A band, and here only the actin and here actin and myosin both. From here actin is coming and here the overlapping, and in the center there would be the myosin, right? So myosin and actin both are present, that is showing the dark band in this particular area. Myosin actin both, in this area myosin and actin both, so that is completely dark. But in the middle you can notice this part you can notice here. I think it will be not highlighting from my pen, but I will try to show you this area. So this area is indicating you the patch of the light band in between the dark band, like here complete dark, here complete dark, this area यहाँ से यहाँ तक it is completely dark, but in the center there is only the light, which is known as the H zone. So this one is known as the H zone. Okay, this is the H zone where only the myosin is present, right? So here actin and the myosin is actually present, but what is actually happening during the contraction and the relaxation, that is important. During the contraction, H zone disappear because of the complete overlapping of the actin and the myosin. Actin will come into the center, so there would be no light band would be there in the center. Okay, so H zone will become completely disappear, and I band also disappear, but A band will retain the length. Retain the length means it will increase in the length, right? So these three are actually the term. These three are actually the term during the contraction, and vice versa for the relaxation stage, right? So these three you should know. I hope it would be clear to you now, and in detail we will see into the locomotion chapter also. Okay, when we will start the human physiology, at that time we will start the locomotion from this point only. Okay, so now let's see some important terms of the skeletal muscles. Then we can move to the NCERT diagram of the smooth, skeletal as well as the cardiac muscles also, and we will see the difference between the few terms. Okay, so the first one we have seen, that is a skeletal muscle. Okay, skeletal muscles are what? These are actually these are voluntary because we can control them. Okay, so these are the voluntary muscles. Okay, they are having the biceps, triceps. Okay, they will show the striation. Why striation? Because here, as I told you, that when they will come into the center, they will go back to the center, from the center, so there would be the contraction and the relaxation. So somewhere it is showing the dark band, somewhere it is showing the light band. So that process is actually known as the means continue dark and the light band is present somewhere. So that is indicating you that process is indicating you the striation. Okay, striation. Okay, so that is present into the skeletal muscles. Okay, where it is not present, I will tell you into the same point. Okay, so dark and light band is presence is known as the striation, right? So that is what we have seen here. So they are skeletal muscles are voluntary, and they will show they are having the into the bicep, and they are striated, right? Striated means, as I told you, the bands are present, light and the dark band. It is having the light and dark band. Okay, so that is what, and as well as their outer covering. Okay, their outer covering is also present, that is known as a sarcolemma. Okay, and then what is the next important term? That they are actually the multinucleated. Multinucleated. What is the meaning of the multinucleated? Means inside one cell many nucleus are present. Okay, multiple nucleus are present, not one or two, more than two. So we will call it as a multinucleated, right? And here would be the cytoplasm. There would be the cytoplasm, which will be having the more or high microfibers. Okay, they are having more microfibers. Okay, so which is actually very tightly packed, right? So where it is present, that also very important term that we should know where it is present, that is a location. So their location into the human body, that is the arms, legs, okay, and we can say that body walls, face or neck, wherever the bones are present and over it the muscles are present, that would be the skeletal muscles, right? And I told you about the dark and light bend, where is the actin muscle, that all we will in detail we will study into the locomotion chapter only, but I hope it would be helpful for you now to understand with the help of the diagram, like this diagram and CRT as well as this one. Okay, so now let's see the next is the smooth muscles. Second would be the smooth muscles. Okay, so the smooth muscles is what? Smooth muscles are actually present into the soft organ. So soft organ are actually having into the body parts. Okay, so into the body part which are showing the no striation. So we can call it as no striation or unstriated. They are unstriated, right? And present into the hollow visceral organ. They are present into the hollow visceral organs, right? And they are involuntary in the action. Like the skeletal muscles was actually the voluntary, but here this is the involuntary. That is very important term. That is the basic difference between the two. Okay, and their structure, if we will see, structure are actually elongated, spindle shaped. Okay, elongated and spindle shaped. What is the meaning of the elongated and spindle shape? That would be like this: elongated and spindle shape, having the nucleus into the center. Okay, so let me show you properly. It would be like this. Okay, given in the NCERT also we will see with the help of the diagram, but here you understand. So here would be the nucleus, and here we are having lot of the muscles, muscular fibers. Okay, but this is actually not the striation. Okay, don't get confused from this term. These are the fibers, okay, but not the striation. These are not the striation. This is only the fibers, and this orange one is indicating you the nucleus. Okay, so uninucleated. This is uninucleated because only one nucleus is present. Okay, but into the skeletal muscles we have seen more than one, so it was the multinucleated, right? And here the same process is known as the fusiform aperture. They are spindle shape, and this process is actually the fusiform. Fusiform is this point, taper end are there. This is known as a fusiform. Okay, this process is known as a fusiform, right? And here these are the fibers of the filaments, nucleus, and here would be the there would be the cytoplasm, so we will call it as a sarcoplasm. Okay, we will call it as sarcoplasm, right? So this is the part of the smooth muscles. Okay, and these are actually showing the peristalsis movement. Okay, peristalsis movement. Like food, we have seen a food into the esophagus. So food movement into the esophagus, that was actually just like a wavy movement. That is known as the peristalsis movement, and there is no bands are there. There is actually connected with the help of the junction, and as well as that is present into the voluntary parts. Okay, now let's see the locations here also. What is the location of them? They would be present into the eye, iris, okay, as well as the blood vessels. It is present into the blood vessels. Okay, into the intestine, all the soft organ. Okay, intestine, esophagus. Okay, and simply we can call it like the stomach also. So these are the organs where the smooth muscles are present. Now the next is the next one, that is the cardiac muscles. Into the cardiac muscles, these are actually again involuntary, but here the striation would be present. Okay, why? The reason is cardiac muscles will show the contraction and the relaxation. So because of that it will show the striation. Okay, they are striated. Okay, they are striated. and again they are uninucleated. Only the skeletal muscles are multinucleated, rest others are uninucleated, and they are actually the branched. I will show you with the help of the diagram. Okay, they are showing the branched fibers are present into them, so branched fibers, and they are having the sarcomere fibers as well as the surrounded by the sarcolemma. Okay, they are surrounded by sarcolemma, surrounded by sarcolemma. Okay, and uninucleated as I told you already, and again it is involuntary, it is not in our control, we cannot control them consciously. Okay, so they are involuntary, right? So these are the few terms which is actually the basic difference, and it is showing the striation. So striation it is showing, so that means it is actually showing the contraction and the relaxation, right? We have seen the systole and the diastole, so that is the contraction and relaxation. Okay, so because of that we will call it as it is showing the striation. Okay, and here the intercalated disc is present, which is very important term. It is showing the intercalated disc. Because of that more and more communication would be there. Okay, and here what is the location? It is present into the heart muscles. Their locations are heart muscles, right? So that is actually the location. Now let's see with the help of a diagram given in our NCERT. That is very important, so you can understand very easily from this. So here is what, this is the structure which is indicating you the skeletal muscles. First one is what? It is the skeletal muscles. So skeletal muscle is actually showing the striation as I told you, and striation in the sense they are actually showing the contraction and the relaxation here. So because of the contraction and the relaxation, they will show the striation, right? So striation is because of the contraction and the relaxation. Okay, and here they are having the nucleus. This is the nucleus which is multinucleated. This is multinucleated, not only the one nucleus, more than one, so it is multinucleated, right? And the next is, we can say that in the skeletal muscles other terms are also important, that they are showing the sarcolemma, nucleus is also present in the skeletal muscles, location and all we have seen, like striation would be there. But into the smooth muscles, these are the smooth muscles. In the smooth muscles they are showing the fusiform aperture, right? So the fusiform aperture will be showing this, these taper ends are actually because of the fusiform. These are the fusiform aperture, and here is the uninucleation. They are uninucleated, only one nucleus is present. Okay, and taper end is also present, but no striation, right? You cannot see that band dark of the dark in the light, so we will call it there is no striation. Okay, and the next is, there would be some fibers also which is not indicated in this one, but there would be some fibrous tissues are present. Okay, fibers would be there, so you can make the changes into your NCERT, so you can understand better. There would be some fibers which are known as the myofibrils. Sorry, this would be the myofibrils. Okay, and here there would be the cytoplasm, so known as the sarcoplasm. Okay, and in the next one, that is the cardiac muscles. These are the cardiac muscles. In the cardiac muscles having the one nucleus only, so again it is uninucleated like the smooth muscles. Okay, they are having the like this is the junction which is indicating in this one. This is actually the intercalated disc. This is intercalated disc which is helping in the communication with the another part. And here you can notice this is one side, this is another side, so here to here, that is what this is showing the striation. Oh sorry, this is showing the branching pattern, like it is present here and here, so there would be more communication. So you will call it as the, that this part is actually the branched. Okay, and striation already we have seen. And nucleus is what? It is one nucleus only, so uninucleated, I told you here. Okay, so these are actually the term in the difference. Let's see the basic difference between the three with the help of this table. So what is the basic difference between the three? That is, they are a location. What is the location of these three? So here given the, in the first point, given the location in the limbs, body walls, face, neck, and in the smooth muscles present into the urinogenital tract, iris of the eye, esophagus. Okay, but in the heart it is present only the cardiac muscles. Second is their shape. Okay, the shape of the skeletal muscles are cylindrical. In the smooth muscles, spindle shape, fusiform, taper ends. Okay, and cardiac muscles again cylindrical. C for cardiac, C for cylindrical. Skeletal muscles cylindrical. And their nucleus condition is multinucleated. Nucleus is multinucleated into the skeletal muscles only, but rest of the two are having the uninucleated, right? And the nuclei is at the periphery, multinucleated, so but obvious the nucleus would be at the periphery of the cell, and remaining other are having only one nucleus, so they would be having the nucleus at the center, right? So they are having the nucleus at the center. That location is important. Now this was the multinucleated, and this is the nucleus at the periphery because of the multinucleated. Because of the multinucleated, nucleus at the periphery. And then myofibrous shows a distinct dark and the light bands, of which is known as the striation. This is very important term. In the skeletal muscle they are showing the striation, in the cardiac muscle they are showing the striation, but into this smooth muscle there is no striation, right? So myofibrous are without the light and the dark band, so you can call it as no striation. There is no striation. Okay, so here, and the next is fibers are unbranched. Here also unbranched, but into the heart muscle there is the branching. And intercalated disc is absent into the skeletal, into the smooth muscles, but it is present into the cardiac muscles, and they will get the fatigue soon because contraction and the relaxation is very common into the heart and into the body muscles, but they are not getting the fatigue because into the smooth muscles there would be no that much movement as compared to the skeletal muscles, and heart also will not get the fatigue. Okay, and they are voluntary. Only the skeletal muscles are voluntary and remaining two are involuntary. So I will highlight the term which will help you in reading the points, like their shape is important, their nucleus condition is important, their nuclei is present periphery, striation is very important, and their branching pattern is important, as well as the intercalated disc, because intercalated disc is present into the heart muscles only, you can understand it very easily. Okay, and their voluntary and involuntary part. So these three few terms you should know in all the three, these three basic differences, these few basic differences. Okay, so that will help you. Okay, I hope it is helping you a lot, but into the next part we will start the nervous tissues. Okay, here we have completed the muscle fibers, but in the next one we will start the nervous tissues, which is actually related to the nervous system chapter. Okay, so I hope it is helping you a lot. These videos are helping you a lot. If any issues there, please write into the comment, so I can change the improves, I can change the content, I can help you by making some changes into the videos, as well as if you will tell me, so I can do some modification in the part of the recording. Okay, so it will help me as well as for you also, it will be very helpful if you will tell me. So please help me in writing the terms which you are facing, like it should not happen into the video, so that you should write into the comment so I can follow that. Okay, and I hope it will help you as well as it will help me if you will write in the comment, and this video will help you in your preparation. Okay, thank you, and see you into the next part, that is would be the nervous system, in nervous muscles. Okay, neural muscles. Thank you.